Hi, it's Mike with the Claim Squad Public Adjusters. How long would it take for you to settle your own homeowner's insurance claim? I get that question a lot, even when I'm representing people. Mike, how long is this going to take? So let's just look at it from the view if you decide you want to try and handle the claim yourself, how long you'll be looking at. So let's look at something. There's a Florida statute that basically states that the insurance company has 90 days to pay or deny your claim. So what happens if they don't? Well, you could technically go against them for what we call bad faith lawsuit, possibly. Okay. So in some claims, based on the insurance companies, if they think you have absolutely no claim, they can deny it. But remember, they can also deny a claim that you do have and should be able to collect from. So just because they deny your claim quickly doesn't mean you have no rights to a claim. They just don't want to pay you. But I got a call about 2 months ago. So a gentleman called me about a pretty significant amount of claim. It was about $115,000. That's $115,000 that he got an estimate from a contractor. The insurance company, if I remember correctly, paid him about $57,000, which I was surprised about. Well, turned out that it was an insurance company not based in Florida. It was like Western World or something like that. I'm not familiar with them at all. And I said, listen, Kenneth, I remember the guy's name was Kenneth. I said, I've got to be perfectly frank with you. I'm dang surprised they paid you this much. It rarely happens. He's like, really? I said, yeah. And he goes, well, they still shorted me, and they took out $10,000 depreciation, $15,000 I think it was. And I said, listen, I'm happy to help you. And he goes, Mike, I got to tell you, I found your videos, and I contacted 2 other public adjusters. One guy didn't seem too competent, and then the other guy was like a used car salesman, kept on pressuring me to sign. I said, well, listen, I'm not going to pressure you to sign. I said, but what I would want you to do is try to maximize as much as you can get before you hire me. Because the more you get, obviously, let's say you get another $10,000 from the insurance company. And then if I were to get you $40,000 more, I mean, that's another $10,000 that you don't have to pay a percentage of me. And I said, I'm going to win-win either way. Doesn't matter. I don't need that extra $10,000 to make it a small percentage off of. So he's like, Mike, how do I handle it? How do I do it? He goes, this claim's already 6 months old, 6 or 7 months old. And I said, well, ask for a reinspection. Tell them that based on some estimates that you've gotten, that what they paid you is very, very low, and you want them to come out. Well, I actually didn't think that they would come up with more money. Most of these insurance companies based in Florida don't do that. Not only would they not reinspect, they tell you to go fly a kite, but they definitely want to offer more money. So I knew this company wasn't from Florida and didn't operate the way most Florida insurance companies do. So I said, give it a shot. So it was a few weeks. They did have the adjuster come back out, and I think they paid him like another $23,000. And he called me thanking me. He goes, but we're still short, but I think I might just not pursue it further. I said, Kenneth, listen, it's totally up to you. Here's how I can help you. Here's what I can do. I'm pretty positive I can get you quite a bit more money, but it's your claim. You have the decision on that. So I think in all, it was like $84,000 they paid out. And I said, listen, Kenneth, I gotta be honest with you again. Like that's big. Like it took a while, but most insurance companies here in Florida would not be doing this. They wouldn't. I said, trust me, I have nothing to gain by telling you that. I just know how this game works in Florida. So he's like, listen, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to talk about it with my partner, and I'll get back to you if I want to get your help. I never heard back from him. It's been a few weeks, 3-4 weeks. So maybe he's okay with that amount. Maybe he's going to have a contract to do it. I don't know. But so he was 6, 7, 8 months, whatever it is now after the reinspection, that's how long his claim took. mostly what you find is that the smaller dollar amount claims are going to settle. Now I'm talking very small claims under 10,000. Should be able to settle 50% of the time within the 90 days. Some of them may go past the 90 days just because the insurance company doesn't want to pay you right away. So it's really hard to determine what is the amount of time before you can settle your homeowners claims, because it's all over the map. And of course, we're not including those claims that have been denied, and then you have to may file a lawsuit, so on and so forth. So I wish there was an easy answer to this, but it is so complex. And it's not because the claims are complex, it's because of the insurance companies and their tactics of not wanting to pay you or pay you very little come into play. That's what causes the issues on the time frame to settle your claim. Because most people that do get any money are being drastically underpaid. But people have no idea how to go back and get the rest of the money that they deserve. I have quite a few clients that were paid not what they should have been paid, and then we're having to go back, and yes, it's taken a few months to try and get these monies back and get additional monies for them. But they see that it's worth it when I tell them, I give them a range. Okay, we could get $20,000 or $30,000 more. It's going to take a few months. Are you guys willing to wait for that? I want to be perfectly upfront with people. Last thing I want to say is, oh yeah, I can get you this money 2-3 weeks. Just sign here. No, I'm not going to do that. Why would I want to overpromise and underdeliver? You want the opposite, right? You want to underpromise and overdeliver. And so I try to do that. Not because I intentionally want to do it, because I know things may go awry and we may end up in longer, may end up in a lawsuit. So I don't want to take that chance. I want to give you and educate people along the way what we could be looking at. Here's scenario A, here's scenario B, here's scenario C. Depending on how, and this is all very fluid, depending how things go, I'm going to keep you apprised along the way and keep you informed, but things can get a little off track here, and it's not because of what we're not doing, it's because of the insurance company, what they don't want to do. So again, I wish there was an easy time frame to say, yeah, 60 days is the average time frame, but it's not. It depends on your claim, the amount of your claim, who your insurance company is. It's a whole lot of factors that come into play. My name's Mike with the Claim Squad Public Adjusters. If you have any questions about a property damage claim, feel free to give me a call. I'd be willing to talk to you. There's no charge, no consultation fees, nothing like that. My direct cell, 754-252-5438. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.